Graham, what's involved in moving the gun?
Well, the first thing that happens, Ross, is that the task force commander, with the assistance of the CO of the field regiment, decides where he's going to put the guns. And they are usually placed in a fire support patrol base. After this initial decision, then the rest of the staff, including myself, get down to the careful planning of what's required to go out. Warning orders are sent out to the gunners concerned. All the preparation, the packing of equipment and stores is commenced. And for example, myself, I start to organise the rainy tradesmen that are required to go out from another unit, the bulldozer and the driver, the air dispatch personnel that go out as well to help pack the ammunition and other equipment. I book the helicopters that have to come in and take them out, any additional transport, this sort of thing. Usually there are semi-formal orders. We're told a couple of days in advance that something's on and we start the preparation, and then as time gets closer there are more detailed and formal orders that allows the unit to prepare. You can see around you now that we've got a lot of equipment packed on the pad ready for the helicopters to come in and take it out. We know the loads. We've already done this so often, we know what loads the Chinooks can take, so the loading is no problem. Each detachment packs their own kit and leaves it on the pad ready for the chopper to come in.
What happens when the guns arrive at a new fire support base?
Well, first of all, the gunners really have to pull their fingers out. I know the Duke of Edinburgh got into trouble using that expression, but it's an old expression that dates back from the times when we had muzzle loaders and they had a little aperture where the powder was poured down and they touched with a firebrand. Well, in wet weather, of course, a gunner had to put his finger in that hole to keep the powder dry. So number one used to say, pull your finger out fire, and unless the chap with his finger in there was very quick, he used to lose his finger. So we use that expression. They are very busy. First of all, a recce party, reconnaissance party, has been in on the ground, and they prepare, lay out the area so that when the Chinooks start arriving with the equipment, they know exactly where to go.
Continuing the question, what happens when the guns arrive at the fire support base?
From experience, the battery captain, he's the gunner officer in charge of laying out the position. He knows that he has to arrange for the correct flying of the choppers. That is, he must have personnel on the ground, first of all, to receive the stores that come in. And then probably next will arrange for one gun to come in so that he can start getting the guns in action as soon as possible. And so it goes on. Troops on the ground to receive stores, and very quickly they get the technical side of the deployment over. The technical side of the deployment, Ross, is getting the guns into action so that they can engage the enemy as soon as possible. That's the important thing. That's probably the easiest as far as sweat and toil goes. The hard part is digging in and establishing the local defence layout. Now, the way we occupy these fire support patrol bases, the gunners, though they have infantry assistance to help them defend the base, must play their own part. So you'll find, once the guns have been technically established, the small bulldozers we have come in, starting to bund up round the guns. Now, I perhaps should explain what this bunding is, as it's not, hasn't been commonly used in the past. Because of the high water table, and because of the mud and slush in the wet season here, instead of digging the guns in, as we normally did in the past, it is now the idea to get a bulldozer and build up a mound of dirt about this high all around each gun. And then sandbagging helps prevent the dust and the dirt, the spoil from spilling out. So it's really a solid mound of dirt supported by sandbags. So that's the bunding.
How quickly can you begin firing?
Well, this is dependent upon a great number of things, of course, but as soon as the reconnaissance party is in position and the first gun arrives, I would expect that gun to be in action no longer than 3 minutes after it has arrived. Of course, then we're dependent upon the other guns that are arriving. But I would say within 30 minutes of all guns arriving on the position, that battery would be ready to fire. One of the main problems is unpacking the ammunition. If there's a heavy fire plan involved,